IRR is the rate that makes present value of cash inflows equal to present value of cash outflow. So the project just breaks even. For example, if you invest 100 today and expect 110 in 1 year, so IRR of 10% makes this 110 in future equal in value to 100 today. Now let's come to the actual topic of this video, its issues. First one is if the project has a complex cash flow pattern. A simplified cash flow means one outflow followed by inflows. And a complex cash flow is the one that changes sign more than once, meaning more than one outflow. And because of more than one outflow during the project's life, multiple IRRs may occur. Here's an example with more than one cash outflow. As we know, IRR is the rate that will make NPV equal to 0, calculating IRR with trial and error method. We get two IRRs. The problem is we don't know which IRR to use for decision making. Suppose if the cost of capital was 7%, we would accept this project since cost is less than both the IRRs. But if we cross-check this with NPV, you will find that it's negative, means unprofitable. In short, we cannot use IRR when it changes sign more than once. Second point is it ignores the project size. So IRR tells you the percentage return and not the actual rupee profit. And because of this, it might favor the smaller projects with the higher rates of return. Even though the larger projects with a lower IRR yield greater rupee profit. For example, we have two projects, one small and big, with their NPVs and IRRs calculated respectively. Now project A gives 50% rate of return, which looks great by IRR, but the NPV is only 364. Whereas project B gives 30% IRR, which is comparatively less, but NPV is very high and therefore it creates much higher absolute wealth. The third drawback is connected to the previous one. Because IRR ignores the project size, it's not suitable for the mutually exclusive projects. Mutually exclusive means selecting only one project which has more value among the competing ones. Now the problem is IRR might tell you to pick the one with the higher rate. Using the same example as the previous one. Here both the projects are profitable, but because it's mutually exclusive, we must choose one. As per IRR, if we select project A, we'll end up rejecting project B with the higher total wealth creation. So mutually exclusive conflict is nothing but the outcome of an IRR ignoring the project size. Next drawback is reinvestment rate assumption. IRR assumes that all the net cash inflows generated through the project will be reinvested at the same rate as IRR, which may not be possible in real life. Firstly, reinvestment means putting all the intermediate cash flows from the project into another investment for some extra returns. For example, project A with 1000 initial investment and cash flows of 550 for next 3 years. Calculate IRR. IRR assumes that these cash flows grow at 29.9%, making it look more attractive than it is. In real life, you cannot always find another investment giving the same IRR. Maybe your project has 29.9% IRR, but your reinvestment rate would be around the market rates or the company's cost of capital. You can't keep earning 29.9% on every interim rupee that comes back to you. Such reinvestment opportunities rarely exist. Fifth one is it assumes constant discount rate. This is not the IRR discount rate, but the project's cost of capital or required rate of return that is used to compute NPV and also to compare with the IRR for the project acceptance or rejection. In reality, discount rates may change over the project's life due to changes in the market interest rates, project specific risks, or any other inflation or currency risk. But IRR assumes a constant discount rate, which oversimplifies the reality. Let's consider an example. Instead of fixed rate, let's say cost of capital changes throughout because of risk of inflation. Now the problem here is while making our decision, we accept when the IRR is greater and reject when it's smaller than the fixed discount rate. But now due to changing rates, we can't directly compare it. Instead, we can rely on NPV as it can handle different rates. And with this, we have come to an end of this video. Hope it was helpful. See you in the next video.